Hello everybody and welcome here to my predictions of the UEFA Champions League quarter-final second leg on this video. And we'll start things first with my predictions for the UEFA Champions League for the quarter-finals during this week, as tomorrow we have the games, as we've got Villa versus PSG as the first matchup in my predictions here. As last week, PSG won 3-1 at home at the Parc des Princes Stadium, and they are massive favourites, PSG, to head through into the semi-finals and could play my team Arsenal in the semis, because we'll get to that in a minute with Arsenal and Real Madrid. But in this game, Aston Villa were the second best from last week, but they do take that goal advantage away from home from last week, from that goal from Morgan Rogers, to get them a little bit of lifeline to try and get, let's say, 2 goals at Villa Park to send this game into extra time, or if they score 3 goals to send them through into the semi-finals and could play even us or even Real Madrid. But in my predictions at Villa Park for tomorrow, I don't see Aston Villa get anything out of this matchup here over PSG. And I think with PSG have been so good, knocking out Liverpool out of the round of 16 of the Champions League, being that real consistent team to get through in that to get to the quarterfinals, I would say my predictions in this matchup here over PSG and Villa, I'm going to go for a 1-2 victory, a 2-1 victory for PSG, but on aggregate by the end of that game, it will be at least 5-2 on aggregate for PSG by the end of the matchup for tomorrow, and that's my prediction for that game. My official predictions between Borussia Dortmund and FC Barcelona for Tuesday, and that's tomorrow, by the way, his game at the Signal Iduna Park. And FC Barcelona have been absolutely great in terms of their form in that first leg from last week. They won 4-0 at their home ground last week for Barcelona. But as for Borussia Dortmund, not looking great in the Bundesliga. They're sitting currently in 8th place as we speak. A massive draw away from home in the Bundesliga on Saturday, Saturday against Bayern Munich away from home. A big draw in that matchup. But they do play here in the second leg, as Dortmund have got no chance on going through into the semi-finals due to the fact that Barcelona have scored 4 goals from the first leg. But my prediction for tomorrow's game, I think that FC Barcelona will go through. But I think it'll be a very boring game, I think. And I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw in the matchup. But Barcelona head through 4-0 on aggregate to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. My official predictions between Real Madrid and Arsenal, my team Arsenal. What huge confidence we have got from last week. Forget about Brentford on the weekend. Look what happened last week. I never expected us to get 3-goal victory over Real Madrid, 3-0 in the matchup. I thought maybe a draw from last week's predictions, a 2-2 draw at the Emirates. But I've got to say that Arsenal really played a very, very entertaining game. 2 beautiful free kicks from Declan Rice right in the top corner. Courtois could not even stand a chance on saving those shots. But another great goal from Mikel Merino on the score sheet as an Arsenal player also was brilliant at the Gunners at the Emirates Stadium for last week. But we do play on Wednesday against Real Madrid, and I'm going to be live on my other TikTok page and my Twitch for my watch-along reaction to the game between Madrid and the Arsenal, like we did last week's reaction watch-along from the home game. But in my prediction in this matchup on Wednesday between Real Madrid and Arsenal, and since we're 3-0 up on aggregate, there's a lot of people saying that Real Madrid might get a massive comeback and win 4-0 at the Bernabeu, but it's going to be a tough one, though, because Madrid never get knocked out in these sort of rounds in the early phase of the competition. They always reach to the semi-finals or get to the final, win the whole entire thing. So I would say that since we won that 3-0 last week, I think Madrid will win the match against Arsenal, but not at least any more than probably 2 goals in that match. So I'm going to go for Real Madrid 2, Arsenal won, and Arsenal go through 4-2 on aggregate to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. I do not see Arsenal slipping up from this now. We could do. We never know, because Madrid are great at comebacks in modern day football. Who knows on that? But I do think that Arsenal's got enough now to go through surely into the semi-finals to take on either PSG or Aston Villa. But PSG, I predicted them to go through against Villa on my other predictions a couple videos ago on this video here on my predictions. But I'd say that we are definitely going through 4-2 on aggregate for the Gunners. My official predictions on the last matchup here of the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League between Inter Milan and also Bayern Munich. And what a massive away victory for Inter Milan in the first leg. 2-1 at the Allianz Arena. And I really want to see Inter Milan now go through to the semi-finals, because I do see Bayern Munich to be probably maybe the favourites to go and win the whole entire thing in terms of comparison. If we go through, if we end up obviously, getting battered by Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, but I feel that in this game here for Milan and also Bayern Munich, I really want to see Inter Milan go through in that game. And they were runners-up of the UEFA Champions League way back in 2023 over Man City when they lost that final way back in Istanbul. But my prediction in this matchup at the San Siro, I'm going for Inter Milan 1, Bayern Munich 0, and I think Inter Milan will go through into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. And that will mean that I predict PSG to play Arsenal in the semi-finals, and I do predict Barcelona to take on Inter Milan in the other game of the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, as I predicted for those teams to go through into the last four. But that's all we have time for here right now on my predictions of the quarter-final second leg of the UEFA Champions League. And if you like these sort of videos, please leave a like and also share and also comment down below. And also, what's your thoughts in your mind and your predictions going into the quarter-final stages of the Champions League for Tuesday, for tomorrow, and also Wednesday the following day? Your thoughts, comment down below. Thank you for watching, and peace out.